Hello, my name is Representative Pam Powers Hanley, and I represent LD9 in Tucson in the Arizona House. Well, today is January 25th, 2021, so this is the third week of the legislature, the second full week of committee meetings. And so this year I am on the Commerce Committee. I'm the ranking member on Commerce, and I'm also on Ways and Means. And so in my committees, at least, there has been almost nothing that addresses the COVID-19 pandemic. And so I asked some of the other Democrats today, I said, you know, in your committees, particularly in the Health Committee, since I'm not on it again this year, in your committees, is there anything that is addressing the pandemic and helping the people of Arizona? We heard recently in a poll that the number one concern of Arizonans is survival. They just want to survive the pandemic. They don't care about masks, they don't care about this and that. They want themselves and their families to live beyond this. I agree with you on that number one goal. I'm with that. I want myself and my family members to survive this also. And we're doing everything we can to survive. The number two goal is that they want to not just survive it with their lives, but to not lose their financial wherewithal. So people who own homes or they have apartments or they have jobs, they want to be able to, you know, to live in the future. They don't want to lose their homes. They don't want to be evicted. But as far as I'm concerned, you know, the legislature isn't really doing anything. You know, we're pretty much going through all the bills that died last year because they didn't get heard and just rubber stamping those ahead. You know, why are we doing this? I mean, both of my committees last week passed some sort of a tax break. And I think that's irresponsible to cut taxes and give money away when we have people who are being evicted and people who don't have access to care and people who don't have a roof over their heads and food on their table. So I'm going to suggest that some of my bills would actually help them out. They're not specifically COVID bills, but we had a lot of problems in this state even before COVID. For example, one of my bills fully funds the Housing Trust Fund. We have a homelessness problem. We had this problem before COVID, and it hasn't gotten any better. You know, we're you know, basically living off of money from the federal government. You know, Democrats are hoping everything will get better with President Joe Biden in the office. But still, there are things that the state of Arizona could do, and one of them is to fully fund the Housing Trust Fund, and my bill is 2244 to do that. I also believe that we should change our cash assistance to the poor. We are not giving people enough money to get out of poverty and to get on some sort of financial even keel. So I have a bill that would change TANF from 2 years to 5 years, which is what's allowable by the federal government, and that bill is 2253. And then I also have a bill that would change the amount that you get for TANF. For example, right now, the amount you get per month in Arizona is based on 36% of the 1992 poverty rate. So it's a tiny amount of money. Yes, we're giving the people some money, but it's really not enough to do much with. You definitely can't pay your rent with it, right? And so my bill would take that up to a percentage of the 2020 poverty rate. So that bill is 2252. I also have access to care bills to improve maternal and child health. I don't have bill numbers on those yet. And last but not least, I have HCR 2010, ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment. Because you know what? If women were paid equal pay for equal work, not if so many women and their children would be living in poverty. So there are things the state could be doing to help the people of Arizona, but I'm not seeing it. So maybe you should call your legislators and say, hey, what about me? What about me? What are you going to do to help me?